Hey everyone, this is Troy Harper. Welcome to the Smoke and Ash podcast. Today is October 17th of 2024. So glad you're here. Welcome. And gosh, guys, this is the first episode of this new podcast here on my YouTube channel under Harper Cigar Lounge. And welcome. Thanks for being here. I hope you'll enjoy this today. This is a completely different podcast than what I normally do. Kind of a shorter version of my Harper Cigar Lounge podcast that I will hopefully be starting up. Well, I will be starting it up around the beginning of November. We were supposed to start it at the beginning of September, around early September, and it just didn't happen because of our basement having issues, and we had to do some work to our basement. We got some guys coming tomorrow to finish our basement finally, and then I will be able to start doing some things I need to do to get our Cigar Lounge back together again, and then that way I can start those Harper Cigar Lounge podcasts again. It'll be season 3, so definitely looking at starting early November. I would start it even sooner, but we're going to be in Pittsburgh the 25th through the 27th of this month. I'm going to be on the Cigar Junkies podcast, so I'm very excited about that. My wife Marcy is going to go with me, and so we're going to be down there from the 25th through the 27th. Or else I would get my lounge started even sooner, but because of this trip, and I'm going to be gone this upcoming weekend as well. And so then next week we're going to be in Pittsburgh all weekend. So I'll have to start finishing the basement with the things I need to do to get my cigar lounge back up. I'll have to start that close to the end of October, early November. Also have inventory at my store at the end of October, so that's causing a dilemma as well. But anyway, guys, I am going to get that going. But this here is a kind of a shorter version of the Harper Cigar Lounge podcast. But with this podcast, we're going to pair a great cigar with a great album from a great band. And that's what this podcast is going to be basically doing, is pairing cigars and great music together. And I guess what I'm trying to do here is, the theme of this is, if you're looking for a great cigar to smoke and you're into listening to hard rock, heavy metal, and you're, in your house or on your porch or at a friend's house, or maybe you and your friends both are into hard rock, heavy metal, what music's going to get you excited about smoking a certain cigar? If you're into smoking cigars and listening to music, or vice versa, what cigar is going to get you excited about listening to a certain band? So that's what this podcast is all about. What can we pair together with cigars and music to make the experience more exciting when it comes to smoking that great cigar and listening to that great heavy metal, hard rock music, or whatever music you choose to listen to? It may not even be hard rock, heavy metal. It could be something else. But what two things are you going to pair together to just get you excited about that little bit of time, whether it's by yourself or with your friends? Where you guys can smoke those great cigars, or you can smoke a great cigar, listen to some great music, whatever you choose. So anyway, so that's what this podcast is about: pairing great cigars and pairing great music with great bands together to make those experiences more exciting and more enjoyable, and more relaxing as well as exciting. So anyway, what I'm going to be discussing today for the cigar first, and if you watched my last Dropping the Ash podcast where I did my rundown of my Halloween cigars, this was one of them here that I mentioned, the Ghost Gurkha Angel Torpedo. Comes in this really nice tubo to keep your cigar protected. And many questions in the past that I've had from people: should I keep my cigars in these, or should I take them out? Or should I keep my cigars in the cellophane, or should I take it out? My answer to that is, if it comes in a tubo or if it comes in cellophane, leave it in those. There's a reason behind it. If it comes without the cellophane or the tubo, that's great also. But if it comes with a tubo or cellophane, leave it in there to keep it protected better. So anyway, that's my answer to that. So anyway, but this cigar comes in this great tubo, and when you take it out, there's a little piece of tobacco leaf there, kind of bunched up, that fits inside the lid. And then that when that goes inside your tubo, it keeps your cigar in place and keeps it protected so it's not moving around in there. So anyway, so when you take off the lid, it's got that there. You just pop that out right there. There it is there. And then here comes this great looking cigar. The Gurkha Ghost Angel. Just a beautiful, beautiful cigar. Look at that cigar band, holographic, laser cut, silver cigar band. Pretty beautiful cigar. This cigar is a torpedo, of course, 6x52. Wrapper is Brazilian, Arapaco Maduro. Very dark and oily wrapper. As you can see, dark and oily, just beautiful cigar. And the binder is 98 Dominican Criollo. The filler is Nicaragua, Dominican Republic. And the strength is medium. Let's see here, it's a hand-rolled long filler cigar, so it's all pure tobacco. The blender is K. Hansatia and A. Flores. Taste notes, earth, pepper, cocoa, cinnamon with natural sweetness. During the finale or the final third. Also some light hints of barley and caramel. Aromas in the air, leather, anise and pepper. And if you're wondering what anise is, which I didn't have that in my taste notes, but it also does have kind of an anise or like a raisin flavor to it, like a sweet dark raisin as well. But you also get some of that in the aromas, along with the leather and pepper. And then this Gurkha the Gurkha line has been known to many as the Rolls Royce of cigars. Members of the royal family, military leaders, leading government officials, and celebrities have all enjoyed Gurkha cigars over many, many years. So just a little bit of insight on this, on the Gurkha line. So. And there are some very expensive Gurkhas, but there's also some very reasonable Gurkhas. This one here, I want to say is around, at the time I paid for this a year ago at my store that I had brought them into. I want to say they were around $14.99 at the time. I want to say last year around $14.99, $14.99 or $15.99. But I tell you what, it's been worth every penny, I tell you. So, but anyway, so that's the cigar we're smoking today. And I hope you guys are enjoying the background here. Got some pumpkins. Got my red light on in my humidor to kind of represent some of the Halloween themes. Got some pumpkins around, as you can see right over here. And right here and up behind me there. Got some pumpkins and right over here. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the background themes. Got some Ghost albums back here. So that's who we're going to get into, is the band Ghost. But I'm not going to get into everything, all their albums. I'm going to get into one particular album that I'll be discussing here in a moment. And by the way, before I get going, today I'm also drinking the Army of Dark Chocolate Bones Coffee, small batch coffee, dark roast small batch. By Bones Coffee Company. And so that's what I'm drinking right now with my coffee. That's what I'm drinking right now with my creamer that's in it, which I've got some kind of a dark, just a very slight little bit of caramel vanilla creamer, just very little. I really like to get a lot of that dark roast coffee taste. So, and I've got my special Bones coffee mug right there. But anyway, cheers to you guys. And cheers to you guys with a great cigar. Hope you guys brought a cigar of your own that you can smoke, and hope you got a great beverage with you today that you can drink. So anyway, make sure you guys, when you come to my podcast, whether it's this one or the Dropping the Ash podcast or my Harper Cigar Lounge podcast, or the Troy Marchia cigar review, as well as this one now. Make sure you guys bring a great cigar with you. Make sure you bring a great drink. you're always welcome to do that. I'd love to have a cigar and a good drink with you guys as well. And I'm so excited about being here with you guys, starting this new podcast. All of you metalheads, I hope you guys will appreciate this. And if you guys aren't a metalhead, become one today. If you're not a member of this channel, become one today. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. Smash it as hard as you can. But don't break your computer or your phone. Smash that like button. Leave your comments and feedback. Give me all the questions you can throw at me. I will be glad to answer any questions you have for me. And share this content with everybody you know. Hopefully this will make somebody's day if they're a metalhead or a cigar smoker that appreciates great music and great cigars. So anyway, guys, make sure you pass this information along. And all of you guys that have been with me for a while now, thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you guys extremely. You guys are the best. I think I've got some of the best followers in the world. I know everybody probably says that about their followers or, people that show support towards them. But you guys are the greatest. I love all of you, and I thank God every day for you guys each day. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't want to do this without you, to be honest. So without you guys, I wouldn't be here either. So thank you for all your support. Thank you for being a part of all this. And all of you guys that have been with me from the beginning, thank you. Thank you for all your new members that have been with me. I appreciate you guys so much. Anyway, so let's get into the band we're going to discuss. And like I said, we're going to discuss Ghost, the Swedish band Ghost, and a little history on these guys. They're a Swedish rock band known for combining costumes, theatrics, heavy metal, and arena rock all combined together. The members of Ghost, there's the guitarist and the bass guitarist. They're called the Nameless Ghouls. Like the keyboardist, the main people in the band are called the Nameless Ghouls. So they won't reveal their names. So I don't have their names for you. But some of the extra musicians, well, the lead singer, that's the only one that has allowed himself to be revealed who he is, and that's Manel Forge on vocals. And the whole band, Manel Forge is dressed up kind of like a priest. And then all the Nameless Ghouls in the band, they're all dressed up in kind of like devil costumes. They're all black. Just completely black from head to toe, which really reminds me of, how Kiss did things in the beginning. They wore makeup wherever they went. They hid themselves from everybody. Nobody ever knew who they were for the longest amount of time. And that's the way this is, except for, it'd be like Kiss hiding themselves except for Paul Stanley, being the only one ever to reveal himself. Well, that's the way Ghost is. Everyone in the band hides themselves. You don't know who they are, except for the band's lead singer, which again is Manel Forge. He's the only one that's revealed himself. So anyway, but this band has a lot of theatrics, arena rock style band with a lot of theatrics, kind of shock. I don't know if you'd really consider these guys shock rock, but they kind of take some of the elements of the shock rock bands and have combined them with just, with the pop sound, the metal sound. They just got a lot of different sounds in their music. Gothic kind of sounds. Almost some of the music that you hear on their music or on their albums almost sounds like something you might hear in Dracula's castle or something. But just kind of Gothic tunes. Some hard hitters, some very pop kind of sounding music. Also just some very dance, some dance kind of music mixed in with all of it. Just very, very catchy tunes, very popish. But then there's also the metal side of things where there's edginess to it, darker type themes. So it's just this band has a lot of elements, very exciting band. But anyway, so like I said, this band is from Sweden. And they were formed in Linköping, Sweden in 2006 and released their first debut album, Opus Eponymous, in 2010. So they started in 2006, but their first album didn't come out until 2010, which was called Opus Eponymous, which earned them international recognition. That was followed by Infestus Amam. It's hard to pronounce that one. Infestus Amam in 2013, and then in 2015, Meloria, which reached #1 in Sweden and #8 in the U.S. This was followed by the albums Prequelle in 2018 and Impera in 2022. They've also got a great live album. And their live album that I really love, they've actually got two now, but this is called, let's see here, this was called Ceremony and Devotion. So there's that album of theirs. Great live album, double, see this has, I think it's got two, I want to say it's got two albums, so there's 4 sides to it, so it's a double live LP. So anyway, so there's that, and again, I always forget Ceremony and Devotion, and this came out in 2017, so Ceremony and Devotion from Ghost. There's the back of it again, a little bit of some live shots of the band there. So anyway, so great live album. Most recent live album that came out is also this one right here, right now. There was a film that was in select theaters, here probably a year or more ago. But anyway, there's the back of it. But just a lot of great songs. So another great live album they've just put out. There's one live shot there. Anyway, just a lot of great songs on this as well. It goes through their whole catalog. So just a great live album. So they've got 2 great live albums now. And my pumpkin doesn't want to stay standing up. There we go. So anyway, guys. Also, they've got some other EPs that are out. There's a EP that's only got 2 songs on it, called 7 Inches of Satanic Panic, and that was from 2019, which is a 2-song LP, including Kiss the Go-Goat and Mary on a Cross. Also, there's another one called Phantomeme. It's a 5-song EP with all covers, released in 2023. And I think, let's see here, that's this one here. Yeah, this is the album right here, all covers. The cover that really stands out is Phantom of the Opera from Iron Maiden on here, that they did win a Grammy on, which I'll get into. And let's see here, and then they've got Pope Star from 2016, another 5-song EP with covers on there. But on the Phantomeme album that I just showed you, See No Evil, television cover written from Tom Verlaine, Jesus He Knows Me from the band Genesis, Hanging Around from the Stranglers, Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden, We Don't Need Another Hero, that was sang by Tina Turner on the Mad Max Thunderdome movie back in the early 80s. And then over the years, lots of different changes with members in the band, so they've got their main guys now that they've had for a while, but they have gone through a lot of changes in the band from the years they started. So a lot of different members of this band, but some of the members that were involved in the album that we're going to discuss, which is Prequelle. This is the album we're going to discuss today. Sorry for the glare. Let me close my computer for a moment. So there's the front of it. There's the back of it right there. Kind of gothic looking, kind of dark and gothic looking, kind of edgy looking cover there. I also have the CD to it as well. And there's a good shot of Tobias. Let's see here. How do I say his name again? I'm sorry, Manal Forge. But anyway, so there's another picture of Manal Forge right there. I'll be honest, I'm still getting to know this band. I've picked up some stuff along the way over the past couple of years, but I'm still getting to know this band. It's a great band, it really is. They just got so many things going on with this band. theatrically, musically. So it's just a great band, it really is. But I'm still getting to know this band, still trying to remember all the people that are in it, all the musicians. But Steve Moore on synthesizers, Salem L. Faulkner, and I'll try to pronounce these names right. Salem L. Fakur, piano and keyboards, Mark Williams on choir vocals, Darren Edwards choir vocals, Manel Forge on vocals, Gavin Fitzjohn on saxophone, David Rosie orchestration, Christopher May choir vocals, Vincent Ponter choir vocals, and then of course, like I said, they don't name any of the members of the band because they're the nameless ghouls, so they don't have any names. So I can't tell you what their names are because they have no names. So they're called the Nameless Ghouls on bass, guitars, drums, synthesizers, and then, like I said, the only one that's revealed himself who he is Manel Forge. I can never get that right, Manel Forge. I kept thinking his name was Tobias Forge. I thought I'd heard in interviews people calling him Tobias Forge, so I want to keep calling him Tobias Forge, but on the internet it says Manel Forge. So anyway, that's the name of the lead vocalist and songwriter, of course. He's the man behind this whole thing. So anyway, great vocalist, great musicianship, just a great entertainer also. So anyway, moving on. Over the years, lots of Grammys, lots of music awards between 2016 and 2024. Most recent, 2024, won the Best Metal Performance with Iron Maiden's Phantom of the Opera at the Grammy Awards in the heavy metal music genre, presented by the Recording Academy of the U.S., which was originally established in 1958 and originally called the Gramophone Awards. So anyway, and then let's see here, from the 2023 Phantomine covers album, let's see. Oh yeah, so the song Phantom of the Opera that they won their Grammy with was on the Phantomine album, like I showed you, which was this one here. So that's on this album here. But anyway, great album with all the covers. I love the Genesis tune they do as well, which was let's see here, Jesus He Knows Me. Great song by Genesis. I really love that song. Almost about a preacher or television evangelist that's ripping everybody off, and so that's kind of the theme behind that song. And in the video from Genesis, I know I'm getting off the subject, but in the video from Genesis, Phil Collins is playing a minister or preacher that's out, doing a lot of negative things behind the scenes, but then also proclaiming that he's almost sinless and he's got a lot of people that are falling into what he believes in or what he's doing, and he's getting all kinds of people to give him money, and then he's out using all the money on very negative things. So, which does go on a lot. I know it does. So let's see here. So the album again I want to discuss is Prequelle, and just a great album. This was album again. Here it is again, right there. And then I got the CD as well. So, this was released on June 1st of 2018 on Loma Vista Records. Was recorded in 2017 to 2018 at Arteri Studios in Stockholm, Sweden. And also some of the recordings were done in Los Angeles at the Westlake Studios, as well as in Bath, England at Psalm Studio. Producer is Tom Dalgety. I want to say that's right. Dalgety, yes, Tom Dalgety. And the length of this album is around 41 minutes and 43 seconds. Falls into the hard rock, arena rock, heavy metal, progressive rock, and pop rock genres. Prequelle was nominated for the Best Rock Album Grammy Award at the 61st Annual Award Ceremony at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. and that was in February. That was on February 10th of 2019. And the singer-songwriter Alicia Keys was the one that hosted that those Grammys, or that Grammy Award show. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, so again, it was nominated. Prequelle was nominated for the Best Rock Album Grammy Award at the 61st Annual Awards Ceremony. So the way this album sounds, I can understand why. It's just a great album. It really is. Also, they won an award at the Swedish Grammys in Stockholm, England, in the category of hard rock metal. Prequelle, this album was the very first album I bought from Ghost. I had heard of them, about a year or so. I bought this album, let's see here. Trying to remember what year this came out again. Came out in 2018, so I want to say I bought it probably not quite a year later. So towards the end of 2018, I ended up picking up this album. I had been hearing some of their stuff on YouTube, all along, I don't know, 3 or 4 years up until I bought this album, which again was my first album I bought from Ghost. I had heard, some of their other music on the radio, like on Sirius, on Ozzy's, I think might have been Ozzy's Boneyard, or it might have been Liquid Metal. I'm trying to remember which station on Sirius I heard some of their music for the first time, leading up to buying this album, Prequelle from Ghost. I had, let's see here. But yeah, I was intrigued definitely by their imagery, their sound, their musical style. I was thinking this is going to be the new heavy metal at the time. I was kind of thinking this is going to be the new kind of sound of metal that's going to take off. These guys are going to start a whole brand new sound. And I want to say that they're still kind of their own sound compared to everybody else. Other bands out there have gone still with this new metal kind of sound, where Ghost has gone a completely different direction with, pop kind of styles, gothic kind of styles in their music, some metal, hard rock, just very catchy, edgy kind of stuff. Even with some dance along kind of music, I could see some of their music being played in clubs where you can do a lot of dancing. So you kind of got those elements in there too, along with the gothic and dark elements. Just the way they look alone, it's the way they look alone just gives you a certain image of them, and then their music gives you a different image. If you were to watch or see them on TV with how they look, and you listen to them, you would definitely understand how the music works with their image. But if you heard the music alone and didn't know what this band looked like, you would probably have a whole different image of what they look like in your mind. So, but this band visually, very exciting. Just really takes me back to how Kiss was in the beginning. Visually, they were exciting. Musically, they were exciting. They were different than anything else that had ever happened during that time, with the way they looked and how they sounded, with their stage presence, with the theatrics on stage, the explosions, and just everything that went on. Gene Simmons spitting blood and fire, and and Ace Frehley with shooting smoke and fireworks out of his guitars, and the way they dressed, they all had an image, their own image. So that's where Ghost really reminds me of. But they've also got that David Bowie twist. Just with the way they look, they got that kind of a dark image, but they got kind of a pop image. Kind of the way David Bowie was Ziggy Stardust. So if you took Ziggy Stardust and combined it with Kiss, that's what you kind of get with these guys in my eyes. Seeing the video Cerise, which came from this album right here, the album Meloria, or Meliora. This is the album that I heard the song. Let's see here. Gosh, guys, my notes is right in front of me, but sometimes I have a hard time reading what I write. Cerise, the song Cerise, that came off of this album. Let's see here. Meliora. Yeah, I think how they write these out, it's kind of in the whole Swedish style. So I feel like I've got to pronounce this how you would if you were Swedish, but I can't. So I don't know Swedish. Meliora. I'm just gonna say Meliora. But great album. This whole album is great. I won't get into it because I'm focusing on Prequelle. But the first time any song I heard from them really was from this album, and it was the song Cerise, and the video is dark and kind of, yeah, it was kind of spooky and dark, their video. And then there was a lot of imagery in it of the band. Great video. And then once I heard that song, I kind of went backwards and started looking them up on YouTube and caught some of their early shows when they first started out. And their stage shows were just very eerie and gothic and dark, but with some pop tones, with the pop metal gothic pop kind of sound to them. Really wild, I thought, and I just thought this is the way metal's going to be from here on. It's going to be, this is how it's going to be. But they've still continued going their own direction, while a lot of other bands have gone their own direction out there. So I still find Ghost to be a very unique band, and they stand out amongst most of how the other bands are these days. But what caused me to pull the trigger on Prequelle, you guys might be wondering. Why did I pull the trigger on this album? Why is this the first album I bought when maybe some of their previous albums were a little more edgier, darker, and harder? Well, I just really thought the tunes were catchy. Rats, Dance Macabre, and Faith were the three songs they brought off of this album. And I just remember seeing the video Rats on YouTube, and maybe it was on VH1 Classics as well at the time. But the video just blew me away. It was dark and gothic, but it had just a lot of pop metal kind of songs to it, just very catchy music. And the way Manal Forge was dancing around in the video in kind of a tuxedo, or just a really nice suit, with all this. He's got his band around him in the video, but it was almost like a video it was almost kind of a video where it looked like it was like the end of the world. In the video, everything is just so many things are just decaying and destroyed in the video. And there's all these rats, crawling around in like an empty cafeteria, and just looked like the whole world had been destroyed. And then here you got Manal Forge dancing around in this really nice kind of tuxedo kind of suit, and his band, the Nameless Ghouls are behind him, and they're playing and they're singing, and there's all this stuff going on around them that it just looked like the world had just had an atomic bomb dropped and everything was just destroyed, and these rats are alive and infesting everything. And so that's where the video was, but it really caught my eye. It just really got my attention. And then Dance Macabre, kind of a party kind of song, a lot of dance type music in it, but you got your edginess and hard rock kind of sounds throughout it. And in the video, you got all these gals dancing, but you got all these kind of people that are kind of like almost vampire-like. Just a very gothic, dark video, but very upbeat kind of music in this song with Dance Macabre. And then Faith, I saw a lyric video for that, but just kind of a darker edged kind of hard rock song. I thought it was really good too. So because of seeing those, I was on the fence for a little while, but I thought, what the heck. So I happened to be in Target over in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, which is about an hour from me here in Kimball, Nebraska. Saw the Ghost album, or the CD in a Target, went ahead and picked it up. Ended up buying the vinyl later on eBay, bought it brand new. And the vinyl sounds great. I've heard that there's a lot of mixing issues with some of their past albums, and they don't sound great. But I'll tell you, the albums I've got so far sound great. They're mixed very well, I thought. So anyway, so let's see here. But so that's what caused me to pull the trigger on this album. I'm still a big fan of the 80s metal. Grew up in the 80s, so of course a lot of the bands I listened to not only were Slayer and Megadeth and Metallica, Anthrax, the thrash metal bands. Not only was I into them, but I was also into the bands like Poison, Stryper, of course, my buddies in Stryper, was into them. Still am. Still into Poison. Still into Cinderella, Bon Jovi, Rat. Gosh, who else out there? Queensryche. Just a lot of, progressive Iron Maiden. Been a huge fan of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, the British stuff. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Saxon. Gosh, and the list goes on and on. So into a lot of those bands too. Just into a lot of everything. But I was always into a lot of very visual kind of bands. So the videos really caught my eye. Between all the bands like Poison and Bon Jovi and, Metallica and Anthrax and Slayer, and then the British stuff with Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and Motorhead and Saxon. All these bands just really caught my eye. I loved all their styles, loved everything about them. So, of course, I'm someone that loved all of it, all the different styles of metal, hard rock metal. I loved all the power ballads. So with all those elements, I remember with all the bands I'm in, of course, I'm still in all these bands. Ghost kind of reminds me of a band that's taken all this in. They've taken all these elements from all these bands and they've put it all together. And just being in Target, sounds funny to say that, but was in Target, saw the Ghost Prequelle album, went ahead and grabbed it up, the CD, and then I bought the album later. But anyway, so once I listened to that album, that's when I went back and I bought, Meliora, this one here, that's when I bought this. I went back and bought that, and bought their live album that I mentioned. And then this just came out here not too long ago. And this is a great album. Probably not as good as the other ones, but Impera is the name of this album. Probably not quite as good as the other albums, but still a really good album. And I just love the vinyl on this. It's got that really nice red, almost a reddish orange kind of a color, kind of a fluorescent kind of orange or red, I guess I should say, is what that is. But anyway, I love this album too. It's not quite as good as their previous stuff, but good album still. But I've got to say probably between Meliora and Prequelle, those are probably my two favorite albums of theirs. But of course, Prequelle is the first album I bought, and that's really what got me into Ghost even more. I don't know how many times I've played that album, Prequelle. I've played it a lot, and I love it every time I play it. But I'll get into some of the tracks on this real quick too. But anyway, that's what caused me to buy the trigger. Seeing those videos for the first time on YouTube and VH1 Classics at the time, I want to say, the videos were just very intriguing. And then seeing the song Cerise and seeing that video, and that had a whole different sound than what the songs were on Prequelle. But it just all really got me kind of sunk into all this, and it really grabbed a hold of me and pulled me in. And so anyway, just really love everything so far from Ghost. I really do. Yeah, like I said, Prequelle, edgy and dark, but also songs that just want to, make you smile, make you enjoy life, and just makes you feel great about life. And so that's really what I get out of the Prequelle album. I just get all those feelings when I listen to it. it's an album that just makes you feel good about living and being alive. It really does. So the songs, I'll do a rundown with the songs here. First song is Ashes off of the Prequelle album. It's got children singing the song Ashes. You know the song Ashes, Ashes, we all fall down. That's what they sing, and it just sounds dark and eerie the way these little kids are singing it. And then it goes into some harder kind of sound with drums and synthesizers. So it goes from the little kids singing Ashes, and then it goes into just about 20 or 30 seconds of just this hard music of drums and synthesizers. And then that leads you into the song Rats, which is a metal style pop song, I guess is the only way I can explain it. Lots of dancing in the video. So just a very metal style pop song, gothic, dark, but very pop style kind of song. And then it goes into Faith, which has a lot of metal style sounds to it. Lots of drums and guitars and bass. No singing on this song, just music alone, but just a metal style kind of song. No singing, but just a lot of synthesizers, a lot of drums, a lot of guitars and bass. And then it goes into See the Light, number 4 track. See the Light, toned down a little bit on this song. Kind of a song almost like a power ballad. It's slower, but it's also got some of those parts in it that just kind of come back and just kind of give you a little bit of a hit of a little bit of some harder edged sounds, but you know, pretty toned down song, more of a power ballad kind of a song. And then it goes into Miasma, and then let's see here. Again, this is a music only piece, but almost sounds like something with an orchestra. Like if you took an orchestra and changed them into kind of a gothic kind of an orchestra, that's what you'd get. Just kind of gothic sounding, just drums and guitars along with the bass and synthesizers, along with like an orchestra. It is a beautiful piece, it really is. And then it goes into Dance Macabre, so you're back into kind of a harder edge song again, kind of fast, the very popish metal kind of a song. A lot of dancing in the video again with, you know, different gals that are dancing. A lot of people dancing in this party at this mansion, and just very gothic style video, but just gothic kind of a song, just popish, very popish, but a lot of that kind of metal kind of edge to it as well. Let's see here. And then, and I'm sorry, I want to apologize. Miasma didn't have the orchestra with them. It's just drums and guitars, bass, and synthesizers. And Faith, I want to go track Faith. I'm sorry, there was also Manal Forge singing in this song. I got my songs mixed up. So Manal Forge on track 3 under Faith. More of a metal style song with lots of drums, guitars, bass, but there is singing in that song. I think I told you there wasn't any singing in that. And then See the Light, again, was that kind of toned down power ballad. And then Miasma, again, so that's the music only piece with drums, guitars, bass, and synthesizers without the orchestra. And then Dance Macabre, and again, just edgy pop kind of song with some great metal sounds mixed in as well. And then Pro Memoria, slow with synthesizers, strings, orchestra-like. So this is a song that's almost got that orchestra-like sound. And then there's some singing by Tobias Forge and or by Manal Forge. And then gets a little heavier as it goes on with the orchestra. And then it just kind of keeps building a little bit, but has that orchestra sound, but kind of builds throughout the song a little bit, and just a lot of piano and synthesizers and orchestra kind of music in there as well on the Pro Memoria. And then Witch Image, track 8. Heavier song, then gets, then gets, to that point where it builds up, and then it kind of slows down, and then it kind of builds up and kind of slows down. Let's see here, so it's just one of those kind of songs that slows down and then it kind of hits you and kind of comes back and kind of gets, heavy, and then it kind of backs off again with some slower, tunes, and then it kind of gets heavy again. And then let's see here. So I mean, when you're listening to this song, Witch Image, you kind of get this roller coaster feel to it. You're down, with some of the slower tunes, and then you're up with some of the hard hitting kind of sounds, and then it goes back to the softer sounds. So it just kind of takes you on a roller coaster ride, this song. So really wasn't into that too much, I'll be honest with you. That's probably the least one of my favorite songs on this album. And then the last song, Life Eternal, starts off kind of slow with singing, of course, by Manal Forge, and then there's some piano that builds up in the song, and this song is just another one of those songs that just kind of builds up as the song goes on. So anyway, overall a great album. It's an album I really enjoy listening to. It's got a lot of mixture of sounds throughout this song, or throughout this album. Each song just got its own personality or own style, this album just takes you for the ride of your life. It really does. It gets very exciting. Then there's the tone down moments, but then it gets you back into being excited again. It just takes you through a lot of different moods and everything. So really interesting album, I'll have to say. All their music is just so interesting, I'd have to say about them. You don't know what you're going to get if you're listening to Ghost for the first time. If you're new to listening to this band, just keep trying to find more and more to listen to. You're going to just keep finding all kinds of elements that you didn't expect to find. This band just keeps you always in question of what they're going to do next. But that's what I love about this band. It's just everything they do is so different. There's not one album that sounds the same or one song that sounds the same. Everything they do just sounds completely different. You're always on a roller coaster ride when you're listening to this band. So let's see here. So anyway, that's it for Ghost on the Prequelle album. But yeah, check out Ghost. If you haven't listened to Ghost, check them out. If you're into the old 80s hair metal bands, I guess you could say, or hard rock bands such as Poison and Rat and Cinderella and all those bands that had a lot of visual effects to how they dressed and the makeup or whatever, and then you're into some of the British metal or like Black Sabbath as well. I forgot to mention Black Sabbath. If you're into Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Saxon, if you're into that as well as some of the speed metal stuff. Just imagine all those elements put in together into this band. Minus maybe the thrash. I mean, there's not going to be any thrash metal with this band. But they do have some songs that speed up quite a bit. So you could maybe get some speed metal elements in some of their songs as well. So check this band out if you haven't really given them a chance yet. Check them out. They were completely out of the norm for me in the beginning, but they were a band that just really grew on me. So, and then also, if you guys are curious who's all got birthdays this month of October for all the hard rock heavy metal bands, go to loudwire.com. I posted that up on my Harper Cigar Lounge Facebook group page. And then if you're interested in all the current heavy metal news, and there's a lot of it, believe me, a lot of birthdays, a lot of news. But if you're looking to see what all the latest hard rock heavy metal news is that's going on out there, check out blabbermouth.net. And I got that up on my Harper Cigar Lounge group page as well on Facebook. And then just wanted to mention one birthday, Chad Gray of Mudvayne and Hell Yeah. Just had a birthday yesterday. He was born on October 16th of 1971. He's at the age of 53 years old. Was born in Latham, Illinois. So happy belated birthday, Chad Gray. And hope you had a great birthday. And thanks for what you contribute to the music world. We all appreciate you. We love you. And I think I can speak for a lot of people out there. So I want to say thank you to all the new members to my Facebook group page. Over the summer, from, let's see here, from June 20th till now, we've got a lot of new members. We went from 1,566 members on June 20th of this year to 2,149 members to my Facebook group page under Harper Cigar Lounge. So all of you guys, thank you for joining that page, my group page. All of you guys are family to me. I appreciate all of you. Without you guys, none of this would be happening, like I said. So, like I said, June 20th, 2024, we had 1,566 members on my Harper Cigar Lounge group page, which is a public page, so you can go right on and join. And now we have 2,149 members. So that's a lot of new members, guys. So thank you very much. And then on YouTube, between July till now, we've gained 44 members. So I went from, 167 members. I had 44 members originally. I'm sorry. 44 members originally back in July. And now we've got 167 members as of right now. So a lot of members that joined there as well. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you. You guys are the greatest. Thank you for, being a part of this. And for joining my, this YouTube channel, for following me and for all your support. And thank you guys that joined my Facebook page, my Harper Cigar Lounge Facebook group page. Thank you for being a part of that. Also, make sure you check us out on Spotify and TikTok as well, and Instagram as well. Hoping to be on more platforms pretty soon. But what I do on Spotify is completely different than what I do on all my other podcasts. It is kind of connected with my Troy Marcia cigar review, because I do trivia questions on that show. So I give all the answers on the podcast, on my podcast audio radio show, I guess you could say. So I give out all the answers to those trivia questions on that podcast on Spotify. So make sure you guys check me out on Spotify under Harper Cigar Lounge as well. Want to give some, a few shout outs. Eugene Constantino, Austin Blaine, Indiana Smoke, Enrico Mimoli, Jeff and Shirley Caston, Jacob and Lee over in Rapid City, South Dakota. Thank you guys. And Jacob, your cigars are on the way to you. So I hope you enjoy them. You will actually be getting, you'll be getting the cigar in the mail. So anyway, so thank you, buddy, for your support to me. And make sure you share a cigar with your dad if he wants one. So don't leave him out. James Tucker, Antonello Nicastro over in the UK, great songwriter, Italian guy, my Italian brother from another mother. But great songs. This guy just writes the most touching songs you will ever hear. So make sure you check out Antonello Nicastro over in the UK. Check his music out. And then check out Jacob that I just mentioned. And his YouTube channel is Jake, Not From State Farm is the name of his YouTube channel. So Jake, Not From State Farm. Just a great guy, and lives over in Rapid City, South Dakota. And just a great guy. And he's got a great thing going with his podcast that he's just started. He's discussing, it's mainly about music, but right now he's doing Megadeth Mondays. And he's doing Deep Cut Tuesdays. I think that's right, Lee. So Deep Cut Tuesday, or Jake, I'm sorry. So Jake, I hope I got that right. Deep Cut Tuesdays, and then Megadeth Mondays. So, but you guys check him out. Again, and his YouTube channel is Jake, Not From State Farm. So make sure you check him out. He's doing some great stuff. So if you're into hard rock, heavy metal, and you like podcasts that discuss that genre, and he's going to be discussing some other music from some other genres, I believe, down the road. But check him out, guys. He needs your support. Great guy. You'll love him. I can almost guarantee that you'll love him. I know I do. I'm really getting into his stuff, and so check him out, guys. But anyway, guys, also, I do want to also welcome High Roller Cigar Club. That's new to my YouTube channel. And Review by Moose. And First 508 Airborne as well. That's new to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all of you that I've mentioned. And all of you that I haven't mentioned, thank you as well. You guys know who you are. But again, thank you guys for being here. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be here. So I appreciate you guys. I think about you guys all the time. Please stay in touch with me. Get on my YouTube. Send me some messages. Get on my Facebook group page and join. Send me pictures of yourself with cigars you're smoking. Let me know what you're up to. DM me on my messenger on Facebook. Let me know how you're doing. Tell me where you're from, because not all of you guys I know where you're from. So let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know how you're doing. Give me any kind of suggestions, things that you'd like to see on this show. But if you guys are watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that today. Subscribe to this channel. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Leave me your comments and feedback. And hit the alert little bell so you get alerts from me. And you guys, I want to keep doing the best I can for you. I want to keep putting out great content. So please give me any kind of feedback you guys have or any kind of questions. Let me know some ideas you have that you'd like to see on my shows. I'll take any suggestions you have. Make sure you guys also check out my Dropping the Ash podcast, the Troy Marcia cigar review, and my Harper Cigar Lounge podcast, season 1 and 2. Season 3 will be starting up early November. That's the one that discusses a lot of hard rock, heavy metal, and premium cigars. Troy Marcia cigar review discusses a lot of Italian cigars with Italian themes, with some trivia questions, some latest cigar news, and Dropping the Ash podcast, a lot of cigar tips, focusing on certain cigars, but a lot of cigar tips, just a lot of discussion about certain cigars. So anyway, you guys check those podcasts out here at Harper Cigar Lounge. And please subscribe today. I would appreciate your support. And anyway, I hope you guys like my Rob Zombie shirt. Got to see Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper August 24th of this year over at the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hell of a show. A lot of great shows going on out there. Make sure you guys catch all the bands you can. Catch them while they're here, before they go away. So there's just a handful of great bands out there, it seems like, anymore. That's hard rock, heavy metal. So make sure you guys check those bands out while they're around before it's too late. Hope you guys enjoyed all my pumpkin friends around me. Hope you guys enjoyed, my red lights and my humidor back there, trying to get that Halloween theme going, getting that spooky vibe going. So anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying this today. I really do. You guys are the best. Thank you guys. God bless you. Cheers to you guys, and cheers. Have a great cigar if you haven't had one yet. Have that upside down. Have a great cigar. And another peek at that great cigar there. Get you some Bones coffee if you haven't had Bones coffee yet. Make sure you do that. And cheers to you guys. Cheers to you guys. And again, if you haven't picked up this album yet, Prequelle by Ghost, make sure you check that out. Great album. Check out all their other great albums, live albums, 5 song EP, 7 song EPs. A lot of stuff out there they got, guys, so check them out. But anyway, guys, God bless. I love all of you. Happy Halloween. That's coming up soon. If I don't get to see you before then, happy Halloween. And you guys stay safe and stay healthy out there. And again, thanks for all your support to me. And again, if you're not a metalhead, become one today. If you're not a cigar smoker, rock those cigars. Get them going. Smoke some cigars, guys. Enjoy some premium cigars. Get away from those cigarettes and that chew where the stuff you breathe in. I can't remember what those are called. But get away from that stuff. Get yourself some good premium cigars. Get yourself some good premium cigarillos if you're on those quicker breaks. But get away from those cigarettes, guys, and get some great cigars. Get some great music playing. Become a heavy metal metalhead today and become a premium cigar smoker today. Get away from those cigarettes, guys. Anyway, God bless. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye now.